Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel where skincare is all about progression over perfection because perfection doesn't exist. So whenever I talk about certain skincare products, people always ask me if it's available on Amazon, which I get because Amazon, everyone has it, everyone uses it, and it's pretty easy to get product from Amazon. You have to be careful with Amazon though, because not all beauty brands have an official retailer on there, have like an official store, sorry. And there have been some real horror stories of fake product, damage from those fake product as well. But today I thought we'd look at some of the best selling, the most wish listed products as well over at Amazon and let you know my honest opinion. These will only be products that I've personally used myself. So I'll be doing them in like number order, but I've not tried all of them. So here are two quick screenshots of what top 100 best-selling products are over on Amazon. Let's start off with number 2. This is the COSRX Advanced Nail 92 All-in-One Cream. You know I love this stuff. I love it. Oh, hang on. There we go. This is great for people with irritated skin, people who want that extra dose of hydration, moisture, help with barrier repair. It doesn't even out dark spots. I don't know where that came from. Like loads of people are saying like snail mucin doesn't even out dark spots. I'm like, who was saying that? Did I ever say that? I don't think I ever said that, but I don't know where that came from. This is a great daytime moisturizer if you have very dry skin, if you have oily skin, not because it's greasy or oily in any way, but it does make you look extra dewy and glowy. And I feel like if you have oily skin, it's a great evening moisturizer. Very lightweight despite its super thick consistency, very easy to use. They do have it, however, I say easy to use, it does now come in a tube, which I recommend way more over the tub because it's not very travel friendly. It's a little bit finicky to use. When I'm not trying a new product, this is a standard moisturizer for me. Like this is one I will use morning and night. Number 4 are these Duo BP Solar Buddies refillable roll-on sponge applicators for kids. These are sunscreen sponge applicators. So you fill them up with sunscreen and then you use a sponge to apply it onto your kids or adults. I don't know why this is just for kids. I don't know how I feel about these. Sunscreen comes in packaging designed for the product, right? There's a lot of reasons why it needs to come in a specific type of packaging. You know, it breaks down under the light, delivery method needs to be right. And I don't think emptying this into another plastic pot, then applying it through a sponge, it just doesn't feel like the best idea for me. I think the best way to apply a sunscreen is in the method that it comes packaged in. I believe that for all kind of products, but I think especially when it comes to sunscreen, because you don't want to play around with the product being filtered through a sponge. I don't know how it works. For me, I just don't really see the point when you can just use your hands. I don't know. Number 6 is Garnier Ombre Solaire SPF 50 UV Over Makeup Mist for Face. I found this, it could just because I was very greasy, it's summer. In summer I get very oily, but I found this quite oily. It says with hyaluronic acid, and I always feel like brands kind of highlight that to kind of tell you that it's hydrating in a way. And for me, it was just oily more than anything. Even with the tiniest kind of like spritz of this, like I just spritzed it over, it sat very oily on my skin. And here's one thing I don't like about mists and why I barely use them. They're quite suffocating, first of all. But then you spray them over and I just feel like you have to pat it into your skin. If I'm touching my skin with my hand, I may as well just rub sunscreen onto my skin from a tube. I get that it's great to apply over makeup, for example. You could get like a little sponge, really, really good. I did, however, find this like a little bit too oily and that does make me question how that interacts with makeup. So for me, it's not for me. Number 11 is the INKEY List 2% Hyaluronic Acid Hydrating Serum to plump and smooth skin for all skin types. Again, this is a really nice serum. The thing with the INKEY List serums is they're kind of more all-rounders. And yeah, with 2% hyaluronic acid, it's nice. It's a little bit basic though. I personally would go, that's for 30ml and it's £5 pence. Let me just see something quick. I personally would opt for the niacinamide serum at 30ml. It's about £5 more expensive, but you get hyaluronic acid and niacinamide and it feels like a more like 2-in-1 kind of thing. You get 1% hyaluronic acid in the niacinamide one, but you also have glycerin, which I think is a really nice, more hydrating additive ingredient. But if you're after a basic hydrating serum, yeah, of course the INKEY List is gonna be good. Number 13 is Garnier's Mighty Micellar Duo with micellar cleansing water and these removable Reusable face pad things. I hate this so much. So micellar water, people say you can keep it on, and you can, but I personally find it very, very irritating if I leave it on my skin. It feels like I've cleansed my face and not washed everything away, and I get very itchy corners, very stingy eyes. And Garnier for me is a prime example of a micellar water that hurts. Now, whilst definitely not the case with every micellar water, this is one that I recommend you wash off. The Bioderma micellar water has been specifically made to leave on and to use in place of water. So I leave that on with no problem. You're completely allowed to leave that one on. But this one, for example, it's a horrible example of micellar water. I know loads of people like this one, but for me, and if you find your skin feels a little bit tight, maybe itchy, maybe stingy after using micellar water, I would avoid this one, to be honest with you. Number 27 is Beauty of Joseon's Rice Probiotic Sunscreen. This is an SPF 50 plus. Really, really nice. A really nice sunscreen. Is it like crazy, like, oh my god, wow? No, but what's lovely about the sunscreen is it gives you all the sun protection you need in what feels like just an average moisturizer. There's no stingy eyes, there's no stingy skin. It feels lightweight, it doesn't feel greasy, it feels like a nice moisturizer that I honestly think every kind of skin type and condition can benefit from. When I did have this, I tend to cycle through sunscreens quite quick and I won't rebuy one I like because I'll always move on to the next one. But when I had this was my daily go-to. I'd be reaching for this all the time because I knew my skin was safe with it. I knew if I went out in the hot weather, it wouldn't be sweating down my skin, going in my eyes, making me look greasy. Even with constant reapplication, it never just built up on itself and looked like, like it looked, my skin always looked like just nice, well hydrated, moisturized skin. So I really, really recommend this one. Number 31, I think we've all tried these, is those Seventh Heaven masks, the ones that are on like the side of the aisles in Boots, and they've always got some woman on with cucumbers on her eyes or some form of fruit. They're not that good, like they're not bad. And 20 quid for 25 masks, face including hair and skin, is kind of good, to be honest with you. They're not going to do you any harm. The majority of them aren't sheet masks as well. They're like clay or like a gooey consistency, so they're not that wasteful other than just the outer packaging. They're fine, they're fun. Would I be like, oh my god, you've got to try Seventh Heaven face mask? Absolutely not. Oh my god, number 33 is the Cosrx Ultimate Nourishing Rice Overnight Spa Mask. This is so nice, I completely forgot about it. From what I remember now, I think this wouldn't be heavy enough for me as an overnight mask. If you have very oily skin or it's summer and it's a bit warmer at night, this makes a perfect overnight mask. Beautifully hydrated, moisturized, even skin. You got rice extract and niacinamide in here, so really, really good for people with oily skin, breakout prone skin, who want a nice lightweight moisturizer. I forgot about that one. Let me write that down. I'll screenshot it. Number 49 is CeraVe's Salicylic Acid Smoothing Face and Body Cleanser for dry, rough, and bumpy skin. I hate this. I hate this. It's drying. I found it extremely drying. Very, very drying. I mean, I don't like face and body. I don't like face and body. My body, fine. Absolutely fine with this. For my face, way too drying. It felt like a very old-fashioned 90s cleanser. Think clean and clear, Clearasil, like it felt tight and dry. Inculus do an amazing salicylic acid cleanser that isn't drying, isn't irritating for my skin. It surprised me being from CeraVe that I was like, why does my skin feel so void of all moisture and hydration or anything and so dry from a brand like CeraVe? I was kind of like shocked at how like gross it was. I do find that CeraVe always have very big bottles for the price. Their prices are always a bit of a bargain, but I just don't think it's that good. Again, Inculus do a great salicylic acid cleanser if you have really easily irritated skin, or if you want an everyday kind of exfoliation. A nice salicylic acid cleanser may be the way to go, but I wouldn't opt for this one. Number 69 is a new favorite of mine, the Kose Softimo Speedy Cleansing Oil. This is the nicest cleansing oil I've ever used. I don't usually like cleansing oils, but this feels like you've just broken down a cleansing balm. It's easy to manage. It doesn't run down your arms. It goes on the skin and just glides almost like a watery texture rather than a suffocating oil. This is great at like removing kind of like oil plugs and blackheads from your skin without having to spend minutes kind of like gently massaging your skin. It turns into a milky consistency when you emulsify it beautifully, and then it washes away. I hate cleansing oils that feel like you've just used a kitchen oil on your skin. Luckily, not many of them are like that anymore. Muji do an absolutely horrific cleansing oil that I'm pretty sure is just olive oil, and it's the worst thing I've ever used. But this Softy Mo Speedy Cleansing Oil is the nicest cleansing oil. I will double cleanse with this just because my skin feels so untouched and nicely soft and moisturized after. I absolutely love it. I would highly recommend it. Head over to YesStyle. I would say head over to Amazon. I don't know if that's like an official seller, but definitely do. Now, if you thought makeup wipes were wasteful, wait until you see number 70. This is Neutrogena's Makeup Remover Facial Cleansing Towelette Singles. These are single, individually wrapped, compostable towelettes, plant-based. However, I kind of feel like they defeat the purpose of that by wrapping them individually. It's kind of like, why can't you just do it in a normal, thingy? That would be fine. Again, I use these because like ages ago, oh my god, maybe when I first moved to London, because I used to have very oily skin, and back then I was like, if I can wipe my face during the day, that would be great. So I take a couple of these in my pocket and wipe my face throughout the day. Didn't work. I just felt extra oily, and then I slowly learned to not use face wipes. But yeah, they're makeup wipes. At the end of the day, I don't recommend them. I don't think they do a great job at removing makeup. And number 73 is First Aid Beauty's KP Bump Eraser Body Scrub. With 10% AHA, which I really, really like this product. I thought it was really nice when I used it. What I will say, however, is I used Peach and Lily's KP one, which was a sponsored video, but they let me try it for a really good time beforehand, and I absolutely loved it. So that pretty much did all the hard work. I then moved on to using this one, and it was fine. I didn't see much improvement, but I think because the Peach and Lily one did an amazing job in the first place. But 10% AHA and a physical exfoliant for that keratosis pilaris on the back of your arms, great. And I think this First Aid Beauty one is a really, really good option for that. So there we have it. Those are some of the products that I tried from the top 100 best-selling skincare products over on Amazon. Let me know if you tried these before, or if you paused the screen and saw any within the top 100 that you really, really like. Let me know in the comments down below. You've got some more product reviews here and some general light entertainment here, and I'll see you over there.